This is Major. I'm on site.
Hello everyone, welcome to this second video on my channel, Double N, and today we'll be talking about Ghost in the Shell. So it will be something that will mix animes, mangas and of course movies, since I'll be focusing mainly on the movie that will be out on theater on the 31st of March. First of all, let's start from basic things. I absolutely love Ghost in the Shell. I had been a huge fan, and since from the early 90s I've been following this series. I have the comics, I had all the movies, I had all these the series, and I've been to the theaters to watch it every time there was a projection available. But what about that new movies that will be out soon? Well, let me be blunt with you. I am totally scared. I am so worried that I would definitely love to be waiting for it, to be enthusiastic for it, and I am still hoping in the bottom of my heart that it will be a good movie. But I saw the trailers, and well, this will not be a rant. It will just be me sharing my worries and why I am not so convinced about that new interpretation made by DreamWorks. So, first thing that bothers me. There had been a lot of clips where there had been hints to the animes. Basically, I'm referring to the movies, and specifically the first movie, Ghost in the Shell. The title was as blunt as that. And there had been some comparison between the anime clips and the movie clips, and that would be great. I mean, what can be better of a movie of Ghost in the Shell that is the real Ghost in the Shell? Because for me, I am a huge cyberpunk fan. There are two things. One is Blade Runner, and the second, there is Ghost in the Shell, that is something that modernized it. But what is wrong in the movie? Well, in the trailer I've seen a lot of great imaginary. It had been an awesome artistic direction, but I couldn't breathe the atmosphere. It was not there. Something was missing. And what am I talking about? First, I've seen the trailers and I tried to think, what will be the story about? From all the hints that I said, I'm taking about the comparison between anime clips and movie clips. I was thinking that they were basically taking the first anime movie and transforming it in a real movie, in a live action movie, and that would be great. But then I saw, well, Scarlet that walks in a circle, a little temple where there is a monk that talks with her about how she had been betrayed, how she had been made, and well, wait a second, are we talking about Section 9, where Motoko had been recruited to lead the section? She's the major, and she's basically faithful, and Aramaki, her boss, is basically always supportive and tries to do everything to the best? Or are we talking about something like the last Syndicate games, where you start as an agent and then got betrayed, find a lot of things? I won't spoil it if you haven't played it, but well, betrayal, being built, and that is not Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell is a deep thriller, political action, because in all the comics and the animes and the movies you can see the always battling various sections of the government. There's Section 9, there's Section 6 if I can remember well, that were constantly trying to take an advantage. Here what I have shown is basically a stunning imagery, a great cyberpunk setting, but I saw bullet time, I've seen Scarlet shooting Blaze everything, I've seen Robo-Geisha that transforms into some kind of monsters. What? Listen, what is the reason of that? I mean, it's cool, it's awesome if we're talking about how it looks, but Ghost in the Shell, I mean, Masamune Shirow, the author, has spent a lot of page. In the comics you can have, well, a whole lot of page and notes talking about how he studied, how he designed that characters, how he designed that weapon. Everything is maniacally. I mean, it's a real nut. He's totally gone, but he's so careful to every little detail that having a Robo-Geisha that should be a pleasure model and that has her face that literally opens like a monster with a little, in that case is a jack, but is like, I mean, it's like Alien. It's not something that I think Shirow would have made. Shirow had designed a lot of androids that were basically scary and unsettling when he did that. I can remember in the second full-length movie where there was a Robo-Geisha, and that could be a hint from the second movie that they put in the live action. But and she was scary when she was going crazy and basically opening various parts of her body. But that reminds me not of Ghost in the Shell. The clip I've seen in the trailer was like the Western version of some horror Japanese monster. And well, it's kind of unsettling. So basically I'm worried about the story. I hope it will be a good one, but I'm scared that it will be something very basic, like you know, we built you and well, we use you, then we betray you and you seek revenge and kill everyone and everything. The main villain will not be a terrorist but will be your savior and blah 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 blah, something that we have already seen. And what I'm expecting from Ghost in the Shell is not that. It's a deep political and investigating thriller with the usual action scene, because it would be boring otherwise, but with a lot of introspection, with a lot of doubt on the main character, because Motoko is always wondering where is the line between her being a human or being a droid. And that is a great part of the anime series. She's constantly wondering about that. I am afraid that the movie will be, and in the trailer there are a lot of action movies with her running in slow-mo, shooting at everyone, destroying things, and I'm afraid that the movie could be too simple, very simplistic, and believe me, I don't want to see Ghost in the Shell reduced to some cyberpunk action movie spin-off. Stylistically and visually is great. I was really hit by the trailer, but I had been so scared that, well, now I'm worried. I'll be going to watch the movie the first day I can, but I'm very, very worried. And then, the last thing, I mean, was it really necessary to take away all the, or the majority of the Asian characters and have everyone replaced as a Western character? Ghost in the Shell is set in Japan, and well, why should everyone be Caucasian? It does not make any sense. I mean, I'm not wanting to be the racist geek and everything, but Ghost in the Shell, a great thing about it is immersion. And if it is set in Japan, what I don't need is watching the movie and always wondering, where are all the Asian people? I've seen a couple of them in the movies, in the clips, sorry, and they were the ties that get shot by Motoko, the Buddhist monk or whatever they are when she enters in that temple or that room that seems like a Buddhist temple, and Aramaki. Well, something's wrong with that. I mean, something is really wrong, because it's not a racist thing, a racial things, but I simply don't need to watch the movie and constantly have my immersion ruined by the thought, well, the movie is set in Japan, but where are the Asian people? And then there is Scarlett. She's a great actress, I really like her, she's awesome, but I can't really picture her in the role of Motoko. Motoko was a muscular woman, was a strong woman, she was constantly wondering about what happened to her and everything, but Scarlett, I mean, she's too feminine. I mean, it's not about the look, but it's about the feeling. She's always with that sad expression in the clips I've seen.
You are the first of your kind, but you're not invulnerable.
Maybe next time you can design me better.
She's always like, meh, I'm always depressed, but I'm also kinda angry about them, so I'll get my revenge. No, Motoko was glacial, was determined, was very, very philosophical about her thinking, but she won't share them very often. She spoke with Bato, which it's a character that maybe the only character that should be a Western guy, because in the anime we discovered that he was in the Rangers, in the US Rangers, and that I think that he had were US Ranger optics. But well, I don't think that Scarlett is the right choice. I'm really hoping they get me wrong. I'm really hoping that it will be an awesome movie, but I'm scared. Well, that pretty much sums it up. And if you think otherwise, please let me know in the comments. I'd like to have a discussion about that. And please consider subscribing and giving a thumbs up to help the channel grow. See you later.